Welcome to Philadelphia, Nick Castellanos! Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies and Soup Mini, and today we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies signing free agent outfielder Nick Castellanos to a 5-year, $100 million contract. Welcome to Philadelphia, Nick Castellanos. What a stunning signing this was. Pulled off by managing partner slash owner John Middleton and Dave Dombrowski. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So after signing Kyle Schwarber a few days ago, the Phillies go back out and also snag Nick Castellanos. This is just unbelievable. So 5 years, $100 million. You saw the reports. There was some momentum building yesterday, and they get the deal done around, I'm going to say, 11:30 last night. It was done. It's not official just yet. Had to come to an agreement. So this is just wonderful. This is just wonderful. You go take a look at Instagram. Nick Castellanos taking a picture of him. I believe that was at the Philadelphia Art Museum, right by the steps, right by the the Rocky Steps, and take a look at the Philly skyline. So he is a Philadelphia Philly. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. So this is a guy that hit 34 home runs last year, hit 309. Honestly, I don't think many people are talking about this. Nick Castellanos, not only can he play left field, but he also can see some time over at third base. This is a guy that has some experience over at third base. He's a guy you might see get some time over at third base. Not any doubt in my mind right there, especially with Alec Boehm being as a bad defender as he is. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Castellanos did see some time over at third base. So Nick Castellanos, drafted by the Detroit Tigers, spends his entire career at the Detroit Tigers up until 2019 when he was traded to the Chicago Cubs on July 31st at the deadline. Spends the second half of the 2019 season with the Chicago Cubs, elects free agency, and he signs that deal with the Cincinnati Reds, and he opted out of the contract. He declined not to stay in the contract. He opted out to become a free agent and test the market, and he signs with the Phils. 5 years, $100 million, and this is a guy that generates so much torque. I mean, this guy has an unbelievable stroke. This guy is, I love Nick Castellanos, right? I mean, this is a fun player to watch. This is going to be another guy on this team that is going to sell some jerseys, sell some tickets. I mean, this is just great. I have a friend of mine who just loves Nick Castellanos, and now he's going to be going to probably so many games this year, and there's going to be a lot of fans like that. So, I mean, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. Nick Castellanos is going to generate a lot of hype around this team and this city, right? You're going to see more people show up to the ballpark now, especially, since we've had art since 2019, and you had Schwarber and Castellanos, but I think that there is one, I'm not really gonna say glaring thing. I don't want to dampen the mood in this video, but we cannot forget about, what is it? The pitching staff. We cannot forget about the pitching staff. And Jack Fritz made a great point in the video that he had on Twitter last night, where he's saying, like, we're gonna have absolute tanks with Schwarber, Hoskins, Harper, Castellanos. We're just going to absolute tank. So Didi could bounce back, which is definitely possible. JT is going to hit over 20 probably if he stays healthy. So this is going to be a team that's going to hit a lot of home runs, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm very excited about that. We're definitely going to rake. But let's go take a look at the pitching staff. We're not, our rotation, I mean, when it's healthy, it's going to be, I'm really impressed with our rotation. With Wheels, Nola, Suarez, Gibson, Eflin. I'm definitely impressed with our rotation. But guess what? We're heading into the 2022 season with not a very healthy rotation. With Wheeler, with the shoulder soreness, will not be ready for opening day. Zach Eflin's still recovering from his surgery he had last year. So this is not going to be a healthy rotation. And Ranger Suarez, I mean, he just arrived at camp, so hopefully he'll be ready for opening day. I mean, he probably will, but, he's getting a little bit of a late start. He's behind everybody else. And you go take a look at the bullpen. I mean, still not where it needs to be. Still not where it needs to be. We still do not have a definitive, set closer. When the lead is tight, we can't end the ball to somebody and say, have some confidence and say, okay, yeah, I know where you're going to slam the door. I'm not asking for Mariano Rivera, but at least I'm asking for a guy like Kenny Jansen, and then he goes to the Atlanta Braves. Just like, come on. I understand that, this was an exciting signing last night, but that was also something that kind of dampened my mood a little bit. After I saw Jansen to the Braves, I'm like, man, not too happy about that. So I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed to see Kenley Jansen go to the Braves. This is a name that definitely could have fit in this bullpen, been our closer. I was actually really excited. I thought that if Middleton was going to go over the tax for Castellanos, I said, all right, well, might as well go and snag Kenley Jansen while you're at it. You know, hopefully we could still get our act together. But you know what? We can't go out there and score 14 runs every single game. And I hate to be the devil's advocate here. I hope I'm not being too negative. But let's keep it in perspective. We're not going to the World Series just yet. This is still not a World Series team, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a World Series team. You go take a look at this offense. If it can stay healthy, it's going to be lethal. There's no question about that. This offense is going to be lethal. This offense is going to be insane. Now, you go take a look at the pitching staff. As I said before, I love the starting rotation when it is healthy. The bullpen, it's a big question mark. It's a big question mark. So I'm not a big fan of the bullpen. For how many straight years is this now? I'm not a big fan of this bullpen. But a potential lineup for the Phillies going into the 2022 season. Kyle Schwarber leading off in the DH spot. So now after the Castellanos signing, seemed likely as of yesterday when I was doing my first recap of spring training. Just basically kind of just assuming that Castellanos is going to be a Philly, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I kind of thought he would be. Seems like there might be a DH left field, you know, back and forth for Castellanos and Schwarber, and I think that makes some sense. But it seems like I think that Schwarber will be the DH. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Also, I think that Castellanos should see some time over at third base too. I think that you maybe should try that out a little bit. I mean, he's seen some time over there in his career, so I think it should go Schwarber in the DH spot, and I think you put Hoskins in the tool. This is a guy that gets on base. Hoskins is a guy that does have a pretty good eye. I'm definitely impressed with his ability to draw some walks. There's no question about that. Led the National League in walks in 2019. And you got Bryce hitting third, right? The reigning NL MVP. We all know Hart. It's going to be his 11th season. Hard to believe in the big leagues. Coming up here in 2022. 11 seasons of seeing Bryce Harper play baseball at the big league level. Hard to believe. And you got Castellanos out left field batting fourth. I mean, this is the meat of the order right here. Schwarber, Hoskins, Harper, and Castellanos. I mean, that is just unbelievable. This group can stay healthy. It's going to be lethal. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best offenses in baseball. There's no question about that. I'm not doubting that at all. As I said, Nick Castellanos, a guy that absolutely rakes. This guy hits absolute tanks, ladies and gentlemen. This guy just, I love that one-handed finish, man. This guy is just a beast. I love this guy. So happy to have him on the Phillies. I was kind of against it for a while, and we still need pitching, though. If we call it a day here, I'm not going to be happy. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not being unreasonable here, but we still need help in the bullpen. And bad. We need help in that bullpen. So you cannot call it a day just yet. You cannot call it a day just yet. And also, I think you may need another starter with the health of this rotation really not being very good. So I'm not impressed with the health of this rotation. Not good. Not good. And you got JT hitting fifth, and hopefully he can return to the BCIB form we all know he can be. So hopefully, JT can return to being the best catcher of baseball. Then we got Gene Segura hitting out of the 6 hole. So you're going to have some speed, as you go further down the lineup. So Gene Segura, usually a table setter towards the top. So now he's going to be seeing some time towards the back end, and I think that makes some sense. I do think that makes some sense. And then you got Didi Gregorius being your 7-hole hitter. You got a lefty bat in there. Maybe you see Bryson Scott. Maybe you see a little platoon back and forth. Depends on what Bryson Scott does this spring. I don't think you should rush him up, but it's been for years, right? He was drafted in 2019. I don't think you're rushing him up by calling him up this season. We got to remember, he did not play in 2020. So I think that's important to bring up. He did not play in 2020. There was no minor league season in 2020. So he's really only played 2 seasons in the minor leagues. I think that's important to bring up. But Didi Gregorius, Bryson Scott platoon. And then once Didi walks after this year, then Bryson Scott will be probably the everyday shortstop, which I just can't wait for. As I talked about yesterday, we got Alec Bohm batting 8th at 3rd. So Alec Bohm, a guy that we all know what he's capable of at the plate. Hopefully he can clean up his defense. I am just so excited to watch this whole group play, and I'm really, really excited to see if Alec Bohm can return to that form. He just needs to pull the baseball more. As I said, he strokes everything the right field, everything the other way, everything the other way. He needs to hit the ball over the wall more. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but start hitting homers to left field. This is a guy that can hit 20 home runs a year. I'm telling you. Alcom is a guy that can hit 20 home runs a year. Who cares? We have Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber, Hoskins, Remuto. We have guys that are going to hit 20-plus home runs, especially the Castellanos, the Schwarber, the Harper. These are guys that are going to hit, 35-plus. They're capable of hitting 35-plus without a doubt. So this is just unbelievable. You know what this reminds me of a little bit? In 2018 when the Yankees went out and traded for Giancarlo Stanton, and all the Yankee fans were just going crazy, with like the three big sluggers, Gary Sanchez, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton. And you go take a look here. Nick Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper, the reigning NL MVP. So this is a good group here. This is going to be a lot of home runs. Get ready for the homers, man. This is going to be fun. So we're definitely going to rake. And then the batting ninth will be probably either Matt Vierling or Odubel Herrera. Maybe a little platoon there. Maybe you see a little platoon there. And don't underestimate Odubel Herrera's ability. I understand I was criticizing him, not too long ago. He's not the worst option out there. We also saw what Matt Vierling can do. I don't really feel too comfortable, giving him the everyday, role out there just yet. But I wouldn't mind a little platoon back and forth. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. Unfortunately, there's been some question brought up about this team. I heard somebody talking about it the other day that they will not be a very fast team. Listen, I can't really argue too much with that. When you go out and acquire all these sluggers and, your 1 through 4 are all power hitters, with Schwarb and Hoskins and Harp and Castellanos now, I understand that. If you go take a look at Gene Segura, a guy that has pretty good speed when he wants to run, right? When he wants to run. Bryce Harper, a guy that, listen, I understand he's nowhere near like the Roman Quinn level, but, I think that's a little extreme. But this is a guy who can run pretty well. For a guy like Bryce Harper, I think he can run pretty well. I think Bryce Harper can definitely show off some wheels. And Odubel Herrera, a guy also that can run. Let's not underestimate JT Remuto's ability to turn on the gas. So we have some guys on this team that can run. We don't have a Roman Quinn, there's no question about that. But we do have some decent speed. It's not great by any means, but we do have some speed. With Herrera, Segura, Harper can run at a decent level. JT Remuto for a catcher can run great for a catcher. Decent speed otherwise. So don't underestimate this team's ability to run. Nick Castellanos to the Phillies, 5 years, $100 million. This is just such an exciting signing, right? We're all very, very excited. Nick Castellanos in 2021, 34 homers, 100 RBI, 362 on base percentage, 5.76 slugging percentage, 4.2 WAR. Just a great year in 2020. By far the best year of his career. Of course, the year prior in 2020, hit 225, 0.4 WAR. He did hit 16 tanks in a 60-game season, but not the best year for Castellanos in 2020. But this is a guy that's going to hit a lot of home runs. So get ready for that. Go take a look at 2019. 27 homers, and he was able to hit 289, 337 OBP, 525 slugging percentage, 2.8 WAR. Between the Tigers and the Cubs. So I'm definitely excited for this guy. And as I say, he can provide a little versatility, over at third base. I understand this guy is not the best defender by any stretch. He's not at all. You know what? But this team is definitely going to rake. That's all I can say. But just please do not be done. But I just have a feeling they're probably just going to call it a day with the bullpen. It pains me to say it, but I just don't really have a lot of confidence. How many years is this now? Well, they know that this is the main issue, and they just will not address it. I do not understand it anymore, and I hate to be negative on an awesome video like this when they go out and sign a guy to hit 309 last year with 34 tanks on 100 RBI. But come on, you gotta address this issue. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media. Link in the description section. At Phillies at Stove Media, Instagram, take it from Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Stove Media. Call or text 267-225-5292. Email me, phillies@stovemedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you all this afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to be going live. Maybe. I'm also going on someone else's channel. I'll talk to you about that later. Post-game recap out this afternoon. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.